Hello everybody, my name is Star Wars Boy, how are you? And welcome back to the channel for a brand new Star Wars Battlefront 2 video that I have been really excited to make. After I redid my rankings of heroes, blasters, and reinforcements, we are going to be ranking all maps in Galactic Assault from worst to best. One thing to note before we start the video is that all these maps are visually stunning. DICE did an amazing job and there is not one map that's ugly. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Number 13, Takadana. I don't think I'll be offending anyone by putting Takadana at the bottom of the list. Honestly, there's nothing that's really bad about the map, it just doesn't really stand out. The match usually ends on the first phase, with the Catholic spies being able to clear objectives with their orbital strikes, and the Avician gunners shredding the ATST. If the First Order does get past the first phase, it means that the match will most likely play out. The sequel era reinforcements certainly spiced this map up, and it can be pretty fun to play with heroes at times. If the First Order gets to the third phase, dark side heroes can camp at the top of the castle and farm enemy kills, which can be quite satisfying if I'm being honest. I'm never really excited to play this map, but I won't say no to it either. Number 12, Geonosis. Probably the most unbalanced map in the entire game, Geonosis shows no mercy to the Separatists. The first phase is honestly fairly okay. However, what often happens is the entire enemy team will always be at one objective, while my team is at the opposite one. If your squad of droids die at the start of the second phase, enjoy running all the way from across the map all the way back. I also have to mention how overpowered secondary fire is on this map. I've seen countless people do what I'm doing right now, sitting at the first phase and spamming alt fire without even having to aim. It's honestly fairly ridiculous how broken it is, and I felt so bad for the enemy team when I did this. When it comes to heroes, light side blaster heroes like Han and Leia are amazing on this map. However, dark side heroes are almost utterly useless on this map. As the Separatists, your only option is to constantly fall back, which means all lightsaber characters are going to be of no help, especially since there's barely any cover. The only character I think that will work on this map is Bosk, but most of the time you will only be able to use his primary weapon. Every time I was playing as the light side and I saw an enemy hero, I didn't even have to worry because I knew they weren't going to be a problem. This map, however, is really immersive, with massive battles going on in the distance. If you get lucky and play as the Republic, you will have a lot of fun on this map, especially if you're a fan of the prequels, winning with pretty much no competition. Number 11, Jakku. Now, if I'm being completely honest, I used to absolutely despise Jakku, however, it's actually grown on me. The first phase goes by really quickly. Even if your team isn't the greatest, you should be able to capture the first phase without much of a problem. The second phase is probably one of the biggest choke points in the game, but not in an overwhelming way. Playing as characters like Bosk and Maul can be really fun on this second phase, and with the First Order's ATST, it's not nearly as challenging as before. The third and fourth phases are also great fun, and I get a lot more full games of Jakku than before. I used to avoid this map at all costs, but I really won't mind playing it if it did pop up. I am now a massive Bosk fan, so whenever I see this map on the rotation, I try to get the hero as quick as possible so I can grind Bosk and try to get as many kills in that second phase. Number 10, Tatooine. Tatooine is an average map which I rarely remember playing on, probably because I get the worst teammates on this map. The match usually ends in the first phase, and if not, it will end in the second. The rebels are so relaxed on this map that a competent Imperial team can win the match pretty easily. This map is also known for players that get in starfighters and strafe run, which can be fairly annoying at times. Tatooine does have a fairly fun third phase, which I honestly forget exists half the time. I don't really mind playing on this map, but I will not ever really complain if I get Tatooine next on the rotation. I probably will never cancel a game on Tatooine, but I'll never really be hyped to play one. For me, this is just a map that's decent, that's the best word to describe it. I have a bit of fun, but not much. Number 9, Hoth. Hoth has a very similar problem to Tatooine when it comes to starfighter strafe runners. However, it's much worse as there is little cover in the entire first phase. Playing as the light side can be fairly frustrating on this map as you're always going to be retreating. Most walker phases allow even the defenders to play super offensive at times, however it can get you killed most of the time on this map. The second phase, however, completely makes up for it. It's really chaotic that makes the battles pretty fun and entertaining. The third phase can honestly end pretty quickly if your teammates don't know what they're doing, however that's understandable for phases with 3 objectives. If the layout for the first phase was tweaked, I would probably like this map a lot more. Honestly, when I'm playing as a dark side, I rarely ever play as a lightsaber character. I attempt to play as Boba Fett, but rarely come out okay. If I do choose a lightsaber character, it's knowing that I'm going to have a lot of fun in the second phase and that the first phase is just something that I have to go through. Number 8. Starkiller Base. When it comes to Starkiller Base, I honestly can't have a bad time playing this map. The first phase can be really hectic at times, with the First Order being able to trap the resistance if they're not careful. The objectives are pretty clear, so even new players will be able to play the objective in some sort of way. The second phase is one of the biggest choke points in a game and can be really fun at times. Playing as characters like Luke, Anakin, or Han and running up those stairs getting kills is so cheeky but satisfying. The third phase is honestly really beautiful and shows how good this map looks. There's not much to say about the objectives, they're quite simple and it's pretty easy for new players to catch on. I used to not really like Starkiller Base, but after playing it quite a bit, I honestly really like this map. The sequel era reinforcements certainly add a lot of points to it, and I have a great amount of fun every time I load up. Number 7. Yavin 4. Yavin is a fairly well placed map on this list. There are a lot of things I love about the map, but a few things I really hate. The map does have the problem of ending on the first phase as it has 3 objectives to worry about. But the first phase also does allow for some great kills and some crazy battle point gain. The second phase is honestly pretty chaotic with 2 command posts across the map from each other. The third phase is by far my favorite, being visually stunning and just really fun to play. The fourth phase is also fairly fun with explosives going off left and right all the time. The ATST can be really powerful on this map. I've had my fair share of rage quits due to dying as an ATST, and I do admit I have played as one on one occasion because I was just really pissed off at the enemy team. The rebels also have a gunship which is only playable on this map, and I think it just really spices up the playstyle. I think Yavin 4 has a great loadout and I always have a lot of fun playing on this map. I will never say no to it as I am just a really big fan. In Battlefront 2 2005, Yavin was pretty ugly, being completely honest, graphics aside. It was just a really dark and gloomy map, and this one is a lot more sunny and much more beautiful. Number 6. Krait. Krait is one of those maps that people just seem to forget about. I used to absolutely hate this map, but I've grown to really enjoy it. I love how in the first phase, pretty much the entire map consists of trenches and underground tunnels. This makes multi-kills a lot more common and lightsaber characters a time to shine. Another thing is that Krait looks absolutely incredible. For a pretty simple concept, it plays amazing, with speeders and guerrilla walkers all around you. I'm not going to say that the ATST is balanced, but it is a lot less of a threat since you're underground for most of the first phase. The second phase is really fun mainly because the resistance team can pretty much be anywhere. You will always be getting shot from a different place and it makes them much more of a threat. Phase 3 completely changes the playstyle of the map. While the first phase praised lightsaber multi-kills in narrow tunnels, the third phase makes lightsabers almost useless and rewards characters like Bosk and Iden the time to shine. I think this map is one of the better ones, and in contrast to popular belief, it isn't just a sniper map. Number 5. Endor. Endor looks absolutely amazing. No matter if you're playing in the fog or in the bright daylight, this map will just amaze you. The main problem used to be that this map would always end on the first phase, but that rarely even happens anymore. The best thing about this map is it gives the light side a chance to be on the offensive. Out of all the maps with a vehicle-based objective, this is the only one apart from Geonosis where the light side attacks. The second phase is honestly really creative, with the rebels having to steal an AT-AT, drive it through the forest, and go through the Imperial facility. The third phase, just like Jakku Phase 2, is an absolute XP farm that is non-stop chaos. If the rebels win the game, it is well earned. ATSTs are honestly not big of a problem on this map. While they're still annoying, they have a lot of obstacles to go through, not to mention the ATST is on the defensive side for a change. But by far the most annoying thing on this map is speeder bikes. They can be such a pain, and if one is chasing you down when you're far away from your team, just leave and don't give them the kill. Whenever I see Endor on the rotation, I always get really excited. I can't wait to go on a kill streak with my favorite heroes on this map, and I just get really disappointed when I realize that this map is not in capital supremacy. Number 4. Death Star 2. I absolutely love this map, mainly because both sides can equally do as well. The light side has the offensive advantage with heroes meant for close quarters against equally good dark side heroes. Almost every hero is amazing on this map, making for some really good games. I've had a few games where my team would defend too hard on the first phase, causing the match to end early, but this match usually goes to the third phase. All the objectives on this map are really simple, which means your teammates will be able to actually help for a change. Since this map is really close quarters and inside, there are no vehicles on this map, and it's also really hard to ledge enemies or get ledged yourself. This map is really well designed and making it great for going on kill streaks and just having a really fun time. This is one of the most underrated maps in the game. People don't realize how much they love it until they play it in contrast to the other ones. Number 3. Kamino. I feel like Kamino is always forgotten. I never get this map, but when I remember it's actually in the game, I have an amazing time. The first phase has only one objective, however it still can be a very chaotic phase. It's very well designed for many entry points into the objective room. The second phase is very open with an amazing layout, 3 platforms and 2 of them being objectives. This phase allows for starfighter gameplay and the Republicans to use the LAT gunship, which can be annoying if your teammates don't take it out with their sentries. The third phase returns to the Endor facility with 2 capture zones. The final phase is by far my favorite, with 2 hallways leading to the objective room. Matches on Kamino are always fairly balanced and always really fun. This map is great for heroes, and I always find myself having a really fun time and getting a decent kill streak. If I had to choose 2 heroes that I love to play on this map with, I would have to say Palpatine and Boss. They are just so much fun to play with on this map because the map is so well designed for characters like them. Number 2. Kashyyyk. Now, there are a few people that hate this map, but I'm sorry, it's just really good and I love it. The first phase is a vehicle-based objective, which I love. Any map that has a vehicle-based objective will always guarantee to be a good match, not to mention the potential of getting a really good kill streak. The entire first phase is outdoors, but yet the huts and tall grass allow for a bunch of cover from the sky, and even from a bunch of tanks. The second phase is really fun and great for kills. The objectives are quite easy, but both sides can equally attack and defend the turbo tanks, making it for some really fun games. The final objective is very chaotic and really well designed. Whenever I see this map on the rotation, I get really excited as I'll know I'll have a great time playing. This map has 2 time variations, night and day. I really prefer playing the day time variation as it shows how amazing the map looks. I almost always choose a lightsaber character on this map, and if I'm being honest, I do prefer to play the dark side on this map as they are attacking, and let's be honest, it's just really fun. This map is great, I absolutely love it, and I wish the Supremacy version was as good. Number 1. Naboo. I'm sure not many of you guys are surprised that this map is on the top of the list. This map is just perfect. The match starts off with a vehicle-based objective with a really well-designed map, with the ion disruptors on the left and right sides and the MTT going down the middle. The arches in the middle of the map also mark each vehicle checkpoint. Every single character is good on this map, and both sides are fairly balanced, as even the light side can be on the offensive a bunch of times. The second phase is a lot easier now, with the Separatists only needing to complete one of the objectives. The doors to the palace are a great place to rack in kills and get some health back. The final phase is the most chaotic phase in the game by far. The throne room spawns are really well designed, with the Republic being able to enter the objective through any of the many rooms. This is the map that Galactic Assault revolves around, and was the only playable GA map during the beta. Out of the sunset, sunrise, and daylight variant, I again have to say that the daytime variant is my favorite, showcasing just how beautiful this map is. Like I said before, every single hero is good on this map. I think the only character that's not perfect on this map is Boba Fett, but that's just because the second and third phase are indoors. Finn can absolutely change the game of the match if you pick him on the third phase, and all the dark side characters are really good if they're played aggressively. This map is pretty much perfect, and if you get out of the match for this one, I'm going to have to ask you what the hell you're doing, because everyone knows that this map is perfect. So that is going to be it for this ranking video, guys. I have been playing a lot of Galactic Assault, and this was a video that I have been dying to make. Feel free to leave your rankings down in the comments, as I know we are going to have a few differences. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. See you guys next time. Bye, and may the Force be with you always.